wasn't very long ago that my husband and I taught our two daughters how to drive. Has anyone here had that experience? Yeah. Well, I'll spare you the roller coaster feeling in the pit of your stomach memories, but I will talk to you a little bit about that experience. So we thought, my husband and I, that the best way to teach our daughters how to drive was the old-fashioned way, the way we learned, on a stick-shift standard. One of our cars was a Fiat, and we thought to ourselves, what better way than to learn on a stick, and how much fun to drive around on a little Fiat. More importantly, though, we figured that learning to drive a car with a manual would give us, our daughters, mastery over the car, a sense of control, oneness with the vehicle. They would be real drivers, like we were. Our experience on the road, though, was not that positive. There was the expected bucking, the slipping back on a hill, but worse, they were totally distracted by the demands of working the manual transmission, the release of the clutch, the slow release of the gas pedal, the navigating of the different gears. It dawned on us that maybe this was a little dangerous. That maybe this wasn't the best way for our daughters to learn how to get to where they wanted to go. A skill worth knowing for sure, but maybe not the best choice at this moment in time. So we sold the Fiat and have since embraced the technology advances in cars. Backup cameras, blind spot, automatic braking, and the like. The simple fact is there's a better way to drive a car today. It's not all on the driver. There are supports, there are aids, there are systems that you can rely on to get you to where you want to go. For a long time, we've been doing higher education in community colleges the old-fashioned way. We give the keys to the students and we say, there's the clutch, there's the gas, there's the brake, here's the gears. Figure it out, find your way. And we sure hope you get there. And by the way, there's no GPS, and most of the time there's not a map. But there's a better way to provide a higher education in community colleges, and that's what we're doing through guided pathways. The community college experience, the experiment that started in 1901 in Joliet, Illinois, is now being completely transformed across the country. Guided pathways provide students with semester-by-semester sequence maps, developmental education onboarding, a course in the field of interest in the first semester and the first year, wraparound supports, and intensive advising. The 2.0 version of the two-year college is now being forged. Community college after community college across the country are rethinking and reforming through guided pathways, and the early results are impressive. We are fortunate to be part of this sea change, and our efforts here at CCRI are turning us into a national leader. The outcomes we seek here at the college, though, go beyond our individual efforts and objectives. Guided pathways causes us to look up from our grindstones and see the big picture. The most important outcomes are not that Maria got an A in my course, or that Michael got his financial aid packet submitted on time, or that our computer systems were upgraded to the latest version of software. The outcome that really matters is that Maria and Michael had a college experience that was integrated, meaningful, and coordinated, and that gave them a solid stepping stone to meeting their life's goal. The outcome that really matters is the sum of all of our individual efforts on behalf of the people who come to us to learn. The outcome that really matters demands that we look beyond our own projects and see how CCRI students reap the benefits of what they and all of us have invested in them. Now, driving a stick is still one of my greatest pleasures. For those of you who know me well, you know how much I love cars and love driving. But as cars evolve, I'm loving what is new as well. I love the technology, heads-up displays, parking assist, collision avoidance, driverless tech. These changes are saving lives. And I'm loving the changes in higher ed as well, helping our students reach their potential. These changes are saving students. It's an exciting time, and I'm so happy to work with all of you on the Guided Pathways project, a project whose benefits are already making a difference here, even though our work has only just begun. Now, Naglaa and Blessing are here with me today, and they're going to help us see exactly what those benefits are.
Good afternoon, everyone. To those who don't know me, I'm an Egyptian American, and I often get asked what brought me over here. The truth is, at 27, I hit a point in my life when I felt that whatever I was looking for did not exist where I was anymore. And I had to take a risk and explore somewhere else, and I took a big one. When I started working at CCRI 14 years ago, I found out that my story isn't really that unique. Almost every student coming through our door is looking for change. Some have an idea what this change may look like, but the majority are just taking a big leap of faith on themselves that doesn't come without a touch of feeling, well, a little bit lost. Last Thursday, March 28th, was our Healthcare Careers Path Day. At about 11 a.m., I happened to pass through the Great Hall, right here, where the whole action was happening. What I saw was inspiring, to say the least. I saw our health careers faculty enthusiastically showcasing our programs to hundreds of current and potential students. The demo area was alive with passionate faculty and very interested students. I saw our admission teams represented by Wale and his big smile and invigorating, welcoming attitude, and Rob with his confident and assuring personality, educating high school students on their CCRI starting point. I saw Pat from our financial aid office having a conversation with Jackie, a senior at South Kingston High School, assuring her that her dream to become a nurse is more affordable than she thinks. I saw Camille from our Career Services office extending her usual ray of sunshine to our students, saying, "Don't be nervous about not knowing your destination. I'm here to help. Here's my info. Let's talk." I saw Dave helping one of my ex-students, Laura, connect to an internship opportunity. I saw our workforce partnerships team extending more options to our students by showcasing certificate programs. I saw our partner schools, URI and Rhode Island College, helping students see future possibilities. I saw employers like Providence HealthWorks offering opportunities for our students to learn about certification process and expanding their network. And behind the scenes, but smack dab in the middle of it, was John and Mike from our facilities team, beautifully setting it all up and making sure that all goes well with a contagious, passionate smile. And I cannot possibly forget Norm and his serene recording of the event. In a nutshell, I saw the C in CCRI, community, come to life. It was so prevalent, I could taste it. And this is when I got it. This is us coming together as one voice, a GPS voice for our students, saying, start here, turn right, make a U-turn. Your destination is just 3 courses away. This is Guided Pathways for someone who maybe, just maybe, like me 21 years ago, feels a little bit lost.
So I'm just going to briefly talk about the model. I mean, many of you have been exposed to it, but some of you may not. So Guided Pathways is designed for community college students. Community colleges, I think there's over 500 community colleges currently employing this model. And what do we know about those students? Like myself, most are first-generation college students. Many of them work, and many of them are parents. We also know they want to finish. They want to graduate. So how are they doing? Nationwide, only 22% on average graduate. despite really wanting to when they enter. So this is where Guided Pathways comes in and why it was developed. Colleges with guided pathways at full scale are almost doubling their graduation rate for students. And it's only just begun. Something else we found in the research is that they do know or have an inkling about what they want to do when they first come to us. 83% of incoming students, as an average nationwide, do at least have a vague sense of what they want to study. So why are they not getting to where they want to be? This is where Guided Pathways helps. How does it work? Well, it's simple, really. I'm going to take you over the current model and then the Guided Pathways model. How do students currently experience community college right now? Courses within the program not always connected or sequenced to one another. Limited career exploration at the start, unpredictable schedules, many self-advise, limited ongoing monitoring, cafeteria-style course selection, not always a ramp for gen ed, large selection of program choices, default placement in general studies general concentration, limited coordination between the faculty and advising, and no sense of community, really, within a study area. How does Guided Pathways work? This is how it works. So structured program maps, which many of you worked on over the past year, career exploration at the very beginning of the student's career here, predictable schedules that they can count on and work around for their work life, and embedded and ongoing advising, and we've talked about starfish and ways that we can help. Monitoring structure, again, with starfish. Developmental education as an on-ramp, and I know Dina and Chris and Sadabe have been sort of ahead of the pack with that here. We're doing well there. Coordination between faculty and student services personnel. Focus on path selection before the program. And an academy structure, communities of learning. So we're well on our way, actually, with a lot of the work that we've done in providing these elements for our students. We still have a lot more to do, but we are indeed making steady progress. And now Blessing's going to give you a student's perspective on Guided Pathways. Blessing?
All right, so can everyone hear me, first of all? Okay. So as a freshman, I, like many others, entered CCRI with only an inkling of what I wanted to do for a career, but no idea how to get there. Even with the help of advisors, I still found myself worrying about not having a defined path. I was instructed to finish all of my required general education courses before even considering a major. This alone was stressful. Unfortunately, I also fed into the stigma of being a general studies major. The title made me feel indecisive and, in a sense, lost. Many of my peers were in well-established majors like chemical engineering or criminal justice, and I felt as if I was just biding my time until I had to declare a major myself. What if I finished my general studies degree and still didn't know what I wanted to do? This was the thought that worried me the most. At the time, there was no established film major, so I signed up for a film foundations course my freshman year. And in my first semester, I took the class, and it was fantastic. But then by the end of the semester, I felt myself feeling lost again. Having taken this foundations course, I had completed the prerequisite for many other film-related courses offered at the time. However, I had no clue which class to take next. Which one would best suit my needs, my career goals, my interests? Were the classes I was registered for next semester even relevant? I had no clue what steps I needed to take next in order to achieve my goals. In my time as a college student, I repeatedly found myself in the same situation. I would register for a class that I thought would be helpful and interesting, and believe me, it was. But then I'd come to find out that it had no relevance to my end goal, or even sometimes my degree. Even though I can say I've gained many transferable skills from the classes I've taken, I still believe that my time would have been better spent in classes that more closely related to what I wanted to do. And with this, I believe that the structure-guided pathways provides to students is fundamental to the completion of their degree. The way the program is set up, a student is encouraged to incorporate their interests into a possible career, rather than taking gen eds hoping to miraculously find their calling. Not only this, but it will prevent students from feeling like they're seemingly taking an array of aimless classes that are unrelated. Guided pathways will allow them to experience classes of a specific path without restricting them to a single major. And I believe this will be beneficial to all, even the students with only an inkling of what they'd like to do for a career. Thank you. All right.